Okay, now in this fourth series in this videos, first of all, before you start this fourth video, make sure that you completed video number 3, that you've gone to w3schools.com, you've gone to Learn CSS 3, you've gone through the home, introduction, borders, background, text effects, and fonts. When you've done that, make sure that if you're a student in my class, make sure that you've emailed me to verify that you have completed this task. Alright? So here's again a slightly repetitive, a little bit of an introduction to where what we're going to do. So we're going to start with this here. Okay, this is what the website looks like. All right, before, and we're going to end up with this website here. It's going to look like this. What I'm going to provide to you is I'm going to give you the files. I'm going to show you in a second where to get these files. I'm going to give you the files, and you will have all the graphics, and you will have the HTML file. All right. And what we're going to do is we're not going to touch any of the files. We're going to do any editing. We're not going to edit in the index.html file. You're not allowed to. You can look at it, but you can't touch it. All right. What we are going to do is going to create a style.css, and when we create this file, our website, we're going to transform it to something that looks like this into something that looks like this. All right. So just to give you a little bit of an overview of what that looks like, here is the HTML file. All right. First of all, you notice here that the HTML file it starts with an HTML tag, and the very end it ends with an HTML tag. All right. You notice that we have here a head section, all right, and head section here, and /head ends here. You can only have one head section in an HTML document, and that's stuck at the top of the document. And then we could only have one body section. It starts here, and it ends all the way down here. All right. And you notice here also in my HTML document, you notice how I have everything laid out. So here I have a so here I have a div, all right, a division, basically a text box. If we follow this line, this little red line all the way down, you notice here that this is where it ends. Okay, so you notice that everything between the div, everything that I'm highlighting here, okay, all the stuff is indented one to show that it is within this div here. Okay, and everything, now the table starts here, /table, it ends here. You notice that everything within the table here gets indented one, okay, to show that it's within the table. This is the first row of the table. The row starts here, the row ends here. You notice everything within it is indented one. All right. So a couple things I wanted you to notice with this. You notice that first of all, there is absolutely no CSS coding in here. But you notice here, this is a very important line number 6. In this line here, we talk about. In this line here, this is where it links this HTML document to style.css. All right. So in the style sheet, you can see. Oops, wrong one. Okay. In the style sheet, you can see. Where is it? All right. Okay, it's linking to this file. So if I change the name of that file, it won't be able to find the style sheet anymore. Okay. So this is an important line here, and you notice here that there is no CSS here, but you can see here all the links to CSS. So this is a link to CSS. Okay, the IDs are the link to CSS. The class is the link to CSS. You don't know what that means right now, but you will in a second. We'll talk about this. And here's what the CSS file looks like. All right. So you see here that if you compare the coding between HTML and CSS, you can see that it is completely different. All right. So this HTML we stick into this file here, okay, and the CSS we move into a separate file. Okay. And in the next video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce you to why we use CSS. This is where I think W3 Schools actually doesn't do a very good job. W3 Schools doesn't do a good job of telling you, why we use CSS. So I'm going to fill that in next time. So just to give you an example of what we're doing here and what the end result looks like. Okay. So here's the CSS stuff that we're going to be doing. Here's the HTML file. All right.